Up next on News 13 at 5:30, we take a look at those mullets, which have become a trademark of Coastal Carolina football. I'll tell you how that whole trend got started next.
News 13's Taylor Hernandez is live here with us tonight at Brooks Stadium. You got the inside scoop on this new hair trend that we're seeing straight into the 2021 season.
I know, and it's really a 90s style. Nobody thought we were going to be talking about hair on the kickoff of the football game. But some of these Coastal players, they've actually been rocking these mullets for a few years. But it really started taking off during quarantine when these players just could not get a haircut. And since then, it's become a pillar of Coastal football.
For me, I just knew that at one point in my life I had to have a mullet.
Senior linebacker Silas Kelly hasn't cut this mullet for 2 years.
If you would have told me when I came in that I would be known for having a mullet, I would say that you're crazy.
Kelly isn't the only one known for his hair, though. A lot of players have them. And head coach Jamie Chadwell, he's no exception to the trend.
The mullet was going crazy. We're winning, and it's starting to get attention. And they asked me, hey, coach, would you grow a mullet if we won the championship? And I had no faith in them. Sure, if they'd asked me anything, I'd have probably done it at that point.
And we all know how that ended. Senior CJ Shrimp says it wasn't the national attention, rather right here on campus where he realized just how popular their hair became.
I knew the mullet kind of blew up and stuff like that, but I didn't know how big of a thing it was, especially around campus, till the freshmen showed up on campus and there was a kid walking through the cafeteria with a bleach blonde mullet.
Speaking of bleach blonde mullets, this one has merch. That's right. Senior linebacker Teddy Gallagher monetized his hair.
It all started off just having fun, and then it kind of took on its own persona.
While the mullets are a fan favorite, they are not necessarily a family favorite.
My wife doesn't like it. My son loves it, so he's grown his out. She was wondering who she married and slept on the couch for a little while, but besides that, I think she's getting used to it now.
Call the shots what you want. Underdogs, a Cinderella story, or just America's team. Coach Chadwell knows it's his team's talent that garnered national attention. Their hair and viral post-game celebrations, well, those are just a bonus.
I think it's part of our identity. Not necessarily you want to say, oh, they're a bunch of people that wear mullets and this or that, but the way they play, the way they have fun, they don't take themselves too seriously. And I think people are attracted by that. And I think that's what the mullet represents is, hey, we know how to business. We know when we need to be business. Also, we know how to let loose and let our hair hang down, so to speak.
All right, and during training camp here, it is tradition to grow a mustache. So if those mullets were not enough, you got a mullet and a mustache. Now, Coach Chadwell, of course, participated, but he said one of them had to go. It was just too much to put his poor wife through.
You know what? When I saw him with the mullet and the mustache for the first time in the studio, I'm pretty sure that I gave him a round of applause in the studio. And Chris Parks looked at me like I was a little bit crazy. But you know what? That's what it's all about, because here at Coastal, these guys, these sports teams, they just know how to have fun, and that's
that
where the
camaraderie
memories.
is key, and that's what they were telling me when I was talking to them. I was like, what is it with these mullets? And it's just a bonding thing for this team, and it's something that they've all really rallied around. But we have somebody on our team that we can rally around who used to have a mullet.
Yeah.
And he might not like that we're putting him on the spot.
No.
But Frank Johnson told us during the break that he had a mullet back in the day. So we're going to have to go find some photos of that.
Frank, didn't you have a ponytail too? Okay, Frank had a ponytail too. All right, well, we'll keep those mullets in check and we'll see how the style goes on throughout the season. News 13's Taylor Hernandez still back out here with us, continuing our live team coverage. And a lot of people say that is credited to Coastal's athletics.
It certainly does not hurt, Megan. Athletic programs, the success of those really do impact the university as a whole. So that 2020 football season that we just had here in Conway, that may have just paved the way for years of financial prosperity here at Coastal Carolina. An undefeated regular season and a Sun Belt championship later, the Chants are ready to tackle another season at Brooks Stadium, this time to a full capacity crowd full of freshmen who just can't wait.
Oh yeah, come on now. Of course it was. I mean, the football team, look at the colors too on the field. Amazing.
Ian Strauss is one of nearly 2,500 freshmen at CCU this fall. That's the biggest class in the university's history.
Welcome to CCU. Have a fantastic day.
And the success of the football team last season could be one reason why.
I saw him in 2016 win the World Series, and I was like, oh, baby. And then my time came to pick a school, and I saw them win 3 games in a row, and I was like, I like football. This is where I want to go. Yeah.
The nationwide spotlight, ESPN's College Game Day, brought the shots back in early December. Certainly didn't hurt.
Especially at the time when it came is when students were kind of finishing their college applications or they were in those deadline phases. Obviously, I think anything that we're getting in the press that's good press, that's getting Coastal out there on a national scale, that's getting students maybe hearing our name for the first time or checking out our website and researching a little bit more. I think those things certainly do not hurt our recruiting efforts by any means.
That freshman class has a lot to look forward to as well. Head coach Jamie Chadwell's contract was extended through 2027. And the CCU Board of Trustees recently approved construction of new athletic facilities.
What we envision is really a redevelopment over the years of that south end zone area. Certainly a need to help us continue to take our program farther and compete on the national level.
University leaders believe a state-of-the-art football practice facility like this will be good for attracting top athletes.
When you talk about the recruiting climate, which is it's fierce, and you've got to have facilities that meet that.
Which very well could lead to recruiting more students.
So we're talking about things that freshman class can look forward to. The university also just approved plans for a new soccer stadium. They hope to have that finished up by the season of 2023.
Seen the renderings of that beautiful facility to come here.
Absolutely, just like that new football stadium they want to build here.
Yes, fantastic. All right, thanks so much, Taylor.